folks, it's Sarah with Obadiah's. Today I am going to do a technical overview for you guys on the Nordica Milly Wood Cookstove. The Millie is a beautiful Italian cookstove featured here with the red ceramic tiles. It's also available in the white color as well. This model does have an optional warming oven if you're interested in that. Now this is basically going to be probably the largest firebox and baking oven available at the moment for the Nordica Wood Cookstove line. If you've seen my other videos on the America, Nordica's actually discontinued that model, so that one's no longer available. Also, the America model was never UL listed for homeowners insurance, whereas the Millie is UL listed. So I want to take you guys inside and show you guys kind of just the overall features. The firebox door is nice and large. The whole front of the door opens up, so you can see here your tiles on this model are actually going to be directly built into the door, not onto the stove themselves. It's going to have a complete gasket located on the front of the stove itself. I'll take you guys up close to show you inside the firebox. It does have a nice enamel ash pan, which makes your clean out super easy. Also here on your oven door, you can see the ceramic tiles built in as well. Gasketing going to be located on the front. This is a massive baking oven. I love it. It's enamel. It also has 5 different levels available for the oven rack, and then the Millie comes with an enamel pan as well as a standard oven rack as well, so that's a really nice feature to have. This here is going to be your little tool to open the stove. Oven cleanout is going to be located directly on the front. The Millie model is going to be a top or a rear vent model, which is interchangeable on site, and it is a center flue. I do get some customers where having that center flue is important for them. Here's another Nordica here. You can see that the flue is located off to the side of the stove. Most Nordicas are going to be like that. So the Millie will be unique in that way. It is going to be a convection model with these air outlets located on the top of each side of the stove here. It's going to be primarily a cast iron stove. The frame is cast iron, the doors are cast iron. Inside the fire, the grate is going to be cast iron. The bottom of the firebox is cast iron. Your flue collar is cast iron. The legs are also cast iron. This is also going to be the only Nordica model on the legs, so that's kind of a nice feature as well. Here you can see the stove up close. Beautiful detailing on the tile patterns. Take you guys inside that firebox. The grate is not currently installed. Here you can see the top. So you can see that you have direct flame access there for wok style cooking. These are going to be your ceramic side panels. However, the majority of this stove is cast iron. Here you can see this big, huge oven. Nice clean out. Nice detailing on even the legs of the stove here. I will point this out. I actually just had this question of like, so the firebox closes automatically and the oven doesn't. So someone thought maybe something was missing. This is a safety feature that's required in Europe for the door to close like that. That's so you don't burn your house down. It's not a requirement on the oven, so don't worry, you're not missing anything there. Here is the top of the stove, the removable rings, your flue collar. These are those nice convection air holes that I'm referring to that are located on each side of the stove. And then everybody always wants to see the rear of the stove. So this is what it looks like. Sides of the stove are just going to be simple painted black. And then again, this is going to be a top or a rear vent. This here is going to be your outside air connection. That is what this small little flue collar here is going to be for. This you will attach, you just screw it onto the rear of the stove. This is gonna be, dang, I think it's a 3-inch. It might be 4-inch. I have to double check that measurement and let you know. It's metric, so it's not gonna be exact. I think it's like 3.9 if I remember correctly. Yeah, and so that's your adapter, and then you just use like an aluminum dryer vent flex to connect your combustion air directly into the firebox right there. Here we're showing the firebox without the grate installed, so you can see how it drops down into this ash pan here. You can see it's really quite deep there in the depth between where the grate would sit. The Millie is going to have the ceramic panels on each side, cast iron panel on the rear. You can see that the door gasketing is going to be unique on the Millie because the gasket is actually located directly on the front of the stove body itself. And that's also going to be true on the oven here as well. The glass on the actual doors themselves will be gasketed for the firebox and for the oven. However, the doors themselves are not. The channels of the doors fit up tight nicely, located here. Your oven clean out is going to be located here on the front of the stove. The Millie has a huge, beautiful baking oven. There's no warming drawer at the bottom of the stove located on the Millie. I want to point that out. So yeah, that's basically what's going to come standard with your Milly Cookstove, unless you add the optional warming oven. This is going to be what comes standard on the unit. And then again, if you ordered that warming oven, you would thus have to attach it. Up close, this is going to be the interior of the Milly Cookstove. The fire grate has not been installed. Here I want to show you guys just the quality of the gasketing on the cooktop and the castings on the Nordica. Yeah, after kind of traveling and seeing a lot of cast iron stoves from all over the world, I definitely can say that Nordicas are very good quality. So here we have the stainless steel baking oven. This shows how the heat is going to move through your oven space here. And this is going to be your damper control, which right now we're repairing this stove, so it's taken apart, and that's why I want to show you guys the interior. So because the stove is taken apart, the flap for the damper control, this rod is not currently installed. However, this is going to slide open the flue, and it moves back and forth, and that's how the heat will then flow around your oven. You can see these air spaces, so I give you guys temperature readings. The Nordica ovens get very hot, but they also have the option, you know, for lower fire to burn and cook other items. So this is the front of the stove without the tiles. So you can see the attaching mechanism for the tile stoves. So it comes in red or white, and it could be interchangeable if you wanted to have that second color on hand. So this is the inside construction of the Nordica Milly cast iron cookstove. I really hope that you guys found this technical overview helpful. If you like my videos, don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe in the corner. God bless. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.